Hi and welcome to my channel. So this particular video is very special to me because this month officially makes it 13 years since I moved to the UK. And to celebrate this milestone, in fact this massive milestone, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 of the biggest mistakes that I've made in this time in the UK to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes, but most importantly, you understand how these have affected me. But there's also one thing that I'm going to be sharing, and that is the single best decision that I ever made in the UK that has catapulted me to immense success when it comes to my personal and professional development. So if you're new to my channel, you're obviously welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, as usual, I appreciate your time. If you haven't joined this family, take this opportunity to hit the subscribe button below because you want to be the first person that is notified when I drop a new video on here, because I'm all about the best opportunities to move to the UK, but most importantly, career progression and success in the UK. Because in these 13 years, I have left from being a carer in a nursing home to working for the NHS for over, 11 years, about 12 years now, and then working as an advanced nurse practitioner, which is the most senior clinical nursing job that there is in the profession. So that's why I'm passionate about career progression, obviously, and bringing you these opportunities. And so what can I say about these 13 years that I have actually had in the UK? Look, there is something that I must tell you first. The biggest mistake that I've made is that I did not move to work for the NHS soon enough. And this is because I listened to a lot of advice from my predecessors that I met in the UK. But there's one thing I must say. I do have a free newsletter. I've dropped the link in the comment section below. And if you join that newsletter, obviously you drop your name and email and you're part of it. I send information about the best pathways to move to the UK without spending thousands of pounds, career progression opportunities in the UK, moving to work for the NHS, which is the National Health Service in the UK that recruits, clinical, non-clinical staff. You don't have to be a healthcare professional to work for the NHS, apprenticeships, so you're paid to work and study at the same time, as well as career progression opportunities to senior positions. Because like I say, this is really my mission. This is what I'm passionate about. Because when I moved to the UK as a young girl, I was looking forward to a better life, career progression opportunities. I can earn a lot of money, work less, and get to retire early. And let me tell you, I'm very, very close to that. So join that newsletter in the comment section. You're also going to see my contact details there. That's my WhatsApp number as well as my email address, so that if you're sat there and you're thinking, Melvis, I need to talk about my specific circumstances, girl. This is what I'm going through. I want to move to the UK, or I'm already in the UK. I need to switch. I need to progress. I need to get into nursing. I need to upgrade. Then I'm your girl. Get in contact with me. So like I've said, those details are in the comment section below. So the biggest mistake that I made, obviously, like I said before, was that I did not move to the NHS soon enough. I remember when I just moved to the UK, I got a job obviously working in a nursing home. And when I went to the home, I was doing the same thing over and over. And I thought to myself, look, I need something different. I spoke to quite a few people that were around me. And I said to them, look, I want to work for the NHS. What do I need? And somebody was like, Melvis, you're new, you've only just come to the UK, you're already thinking about the NHS. Look at me. I've been in the UK for 15 years. I'm still working in a care home. To work for the NHS is not easy. You need at least 10 years of experience and this. And I thought, oh my goodness. So I carried on. From there, I kind of moved to like residential homes. I was supporting people with learning disabilities. And then I had a final straw, let me tell you this, when I did domiciliary care. Oh my God, because I kept moving from one job to another, trying to find something that would pay me, a little bit more money than what I had previously. Because at the time when I moved to the UK 13 years ago, guess what? As a carer, I was earning £16,000 per year full time, which was really, really tough because I was living alone. I didn't have my family with me. I had to pay rent. I had to pay bills. I mean, I had lots of support from family, you know what I mean? But it wasn't easy. So I kept looking at ways to improve. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're not aware, I do have a private career coaching program. I offer one-to-one, tailored, individualized, and personalized guidance to the top 1% of people that, like me, are interested and invested in personal and professional development in the UK. So if you're looking for visa sponsorship jobs, how do you apply? You want your CV to be exceptional. You need support with interview preparation so that you're on slick. When you turn up and you talk in that interview, they're like, hey girl, boy, you're exactly who we need. if you're keen on any of these, you're looking for opportunities, obviously, to get to the NHS like I'm talking about, or you're looking for apprenticeships, which is where you get paid to work and study at the same time, then I'm your girl. So if you check the description box below or the about section of this channel, you're going to see information about my private coaching program. Like I say, it's only for the top 1% of people, because I know that most people here are just going to watch YouTube video after video after video and do nothing. So that's your choice. And by the way, where are you watching this video from? I would like you to drop a comment in the comment section. Which country are you watching from? Just so that I can have an idea, you know, about the diversity that we've got on here. So which country are you watching this video from? Please just drop that in the comment section below. And so when I eventually did domiciliary care, for me, that was the final straw. That was what really made me to think, look, I cannot continue this way. I need a change. When I got a job as a domiciliary carer, if you don't know what this is where you're working in people's houses, you're supporting people in their own homes. So I wasn't driving, you know, at the time. I had no car. I had to use public transport to go from one house to another. I wasn't paid for the time that I was going from house to house. And it was a very, very stressful day. When I went for the first day, I was given a list of patients to see. I literally cried from one house to another. When I got back home, I got home like 10 o'clock or something that day. And I was thinking, oh my God, I've got my list for the next day. The next day I went to work again, you know, I had again different people. I had to go from house to house. When I got home that day, crying again, you know, and I thought to myself, this is not why I came to the UK. I'm so done with all of this. In fact, I want to go back home. So when I sat down, I said to myself, look, I need to get a job with the NHS. And that was what really pushed me to be able to apply. And that's why I'm telling you that I wish I had applied sooner, because when I applied, I got given an interview. I went to the interview with all my might. I didn't know what the interview was going to be like. I didn't know what they expected, but I just had to get the job, because I was like, I cannot carry on doing what I'm doing. And guess what? When I got a job with the NHS, I kind of tripled how much I was earning doing hours that were amazingly convenient. And that was when my life changed. And I was like, oh my goodness, thank you for the NHS. So I've now worked for the NHS for just over, you know, several years now, as you can imagine. So that was a journey. And the reason I'm sharing this is because if you're in the UK at the moment, or you're out of the UK, if you watch my previous videos, I go on and on about NHS jobs. It's because it's absolutely crucial that you get that, you know, job satisfaction. You get that job, you know, it's just amazing. It made a massive difference. I mean, I tripled how much I was earning when I got to the NHS. And there are loads of other advantages that if you want to hear more about NHS jobs that offer visa sponsorship, how you can apply, different processes that they need, the interviews and all of that, please leave a comment in the comment section below. And I'm more than happy to do a session just talking about that and really focusing and honing in on those skills that they're looking for. So what was the next thing? The next thing was that I did not buy a house soon enough. Oh my goodness. I was in the UK for 6 solid years before I bought a house. Massive mistake. You can imagine that I was paying rent for 6 years in this country. Oh, when I think about it now, I'm like, Melvis, you're a very crazy girl. Because I thought buying a house in the UK, I need to be British. You know, when I get my passport, I need to have indefinite leave to remain. I need to have these. It must be really complex. I mean, I didn't even check out the information. And that was because, again, most of the people that I saw, they were like renting. So I was just thinking, it must be really difficult to buy a house. Because if these people have been here this long and they haven't bought any house, surely it's going to be too hard. Because for me, with everything I'm going through, I mean, how am I even going to get through successfully with this? And so I was renting for 6 years in the UK. Massive mistake, because when you look at how much I put in renting and paying landlords, oh, I cry when I think about that right now. So please, if you're in the UK at the moment, or you're planning to move to the UK, you can buy a house even the first day that you come. The process is absolutely smooth. You need very little down payment. I mean, I didn't even know that, because I was thinking it's like back home where you need to pay the entire amount of money to get a house. Because in fact, the other day, by the way, I saw this post on YouTube where somebody was saying, oh, people in the UK are claiming that they bought a house, but they're just paying a mortgage. Let me tell you something. If you're in the UK and you're paying rents, it's better you get a mortgage and put that money into your own house, which you can sell anytime, even if you want to go back home, than paying someone else's mortgage. I mean, it is crazy. I did that for 6 years, and please do me a favor, don't repeat that mistake. By the way, if you're part of my private coaching program, look, during our live sessions that we have on Thursdays, we go through a lot of these details. So our live session next Thursday, we're going to focus on buying a house. What's the process to buy a house? And let me tell you, I've got a financial advisor and an amazing mortgage broker that supports the people that are in my private coaching program. If they want to buy a house, they want to go through those processes, because the experiences that I've had, I'm making sure that the people that are coming to the UK from day one, you already know what to do, what to avoid, so that within 5 years in the UK, you've already achieved the things that took me 13 years to be able to achieve, because that's the goal. You make the mistake, you make sure that those coming behind you don't make the same mistakes. And that's why I'm passionate about all these opportunities, career progression especially, which leads me beautifully to the next point. Let me tell you, because you've watched it till now, I'm going to say, just leave a comment in the comment section below and say point 3. And that will make me know that you watched it till this very moment. And if you want me to do a whole session on this, again, leave that in the comment section. And by the way, if you enjoy any content, I want you to hit the like button below. It lets me know you enjoy content like this. And obviously, I should do more. Also, share this with your friends, your loved ones, your colleagues, so that they're aware of all of these, and it can help them so that they can settle beautifully, smoothly, and quickly, and really, really fast in the UK. You don't have to be in this country for years and years and years before you can achieve some of these things. Look, like I say, there are people that are coming to the UK and that are in my coaching program. I support them to get these things really, really quickly, because guidance is very hard to come by in the UK. Everyone's busy, even your closest family. If you're like, hey, I've got an interview, can you help me with interview preparation? They're going to be like, hey, I've got a shift tomorrow. Look, I've got no time. Because this country is tough. Everybody's in a haste. Everybody's rushing around. No one has time for themselves, talk less for other people. And this is why good advice isn't shared. That's why juicy advice, you don't really get it. But don't worry, I've got your back. The third thing, which I'm going to share, is the best decision that I made, and that was moving to work in London. There is very, very unpopular advice here on YouTube, especially with people doing videos and saying, look, don't move to London because it's very expensive. Let me tell you something. You need to think about opportunities. If you can move to London and work there for even a year, it's going to give you opportunities that if you work in other areas of the UK, you will not have those opportunities even in 30 years. I remember after I had studied my nursing and I was now a registered nurse, you know what I mean? I decided that I only wanted to work in the best hospital in the UK. And by the way, if you're watching this, what hospital is the best in the UK? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Which hospital is the best in the UK right now? So I was like, look, I've come this far. I've suffered so much in this country. I've done all this work. I've, studied as a nurse, and I don't want anything but the best. So I decided to move to London to take on a job in the best hospital in the country. Look, that was the best decision I made, because when I went there, the world-class facilities, the amazing people that you're dealing with, the opportunities for career progression that exposes you to, the caliber of professionals that I was working with, look, the level of motivation you have is over the roof. But when you work in some of these areas that people are like, hey, they're cheaper, you're going to get a cheap house, look, the quality of people you're working with, you're going to experience all sorts of horribleness, let me tell you that. But when I went to this hospital, I was like, oh my goodness, where have I been? Beautiful. Absolutely amazing. I was motivated. I was supported. I was learning from the best. I saw all sorts of people. In fact, many of my friends that I started my career with from that hospital, many of them are nurse consultants now. Many of them have got their PhDs. Some of them are lecturers in Oxford, Cambridge, King's College in London. I mean, because of how driven, how ambitious we all were, and all of that came because of the environment where we're working, which means if you're in the UK, the place where you choose to work is going to determine the future that you're going to have. Nobody will tell you that, but that's the truth. When I apply for any job, when they look at my CV and see where I started my journey, everybody's like, Melvis, you worked in this hospital? I'm like, I have indeed. And they're like, girl, you must be very good. And I'm like, I am. Thank you very much. It makes a massive difference. Again, the things that you learn are different. But like I say, there's a lot of detail that I just cannot get through in one video. But if you want me to do more, videos or a detailed video or a live session maybe about all of these, please drop that in the comment section. I'm more than happy to do that. But like I said, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, like really you want to hit the subscribe button below. Which of these 3 things do you think is the best or the worst, or what are you going to avoid? If you're already in the UK at the moment, what are your specific circumstances? You can leave that in the comment section below. If you're planning to move to the UK, which pathway are you considering? Because that's going to make or break the experience that you have. I'm always very open about my UK journey, sharing with you so that you're aware of some of these things, because I can tell you 13 years in the UK is a very, very long time. So what do you think? Again, these are the biggest things that I thought, okay, I'm just going to share these with you. Obviously, there's quite a lot to celebrate these 13 years of mine being in the UK, because it is a long time. And again, check out this video right here. If you need to contact me, check the comment section. You'll see my details on there.